Google's upcoming Pixel 11 series is quickly becoming one of the most talked about smartphone launches of the year. As the launch window gets closer, leaks are arriving faster, and the latest round has sparked serious debate among Android fans. Why? Because while some of the rumored specs sound believable, the pricing details, especially in Europe, look unusually messy and may not reflect Google's final plan. In this script, we're breaking down the most important Pixel 11 leaks so far. The base Pixel 11 specs, the rumored camera setup that could disappoint Zoom lovers, and the strange Pixel 11 Pro versus Pixel 11 Pro XL price overlap that doesn't follow typical flagship logic. And most importantly, we'll explain why you should treat these early numbers as not final until Google officially confirms everything. Pixel 11, base model, leak, compact 6.3-inch OLED and a dual camera. System according to the newest Pixel 11 hardware leak, Google appears to be continuing its familiar product segmentation. The standard model stays simpler and more affordable, while the Pro models keep the premium camera hardware and higher-end positioning. Pixel 11 display, rumored leaks, suggest the base Pixel 11 will feature a 6.3-inch OLED display, keeping it in the compact flagship category. For people who prefer a phone that's easier to use one-handed, this is potentially great news, especially when many competitors are pushing screen sizes closer to 6.7 or even 6.8 inches. The display is also expected to include an adaptive refresh rate for smoother scrolling, better animations, and improved efficiency. Google has used adaptive refresh tech before, and it's now considered a must-have feature in premium phones, so this part of the leak feels realistic. Pixel 11 camera setup, rumored. Here's where things get interesting. The leak lists the Pixel 11 with only two rear cameras, a primary wide camera, an ultra-wide camera. No dedicated telephoto lens if accurate. This means the base Pixel 11 will not offer true optical zoom through a telephoto sensor. Instead, users would rely on digital zoom, cropping, and Google's computational photography. Google's software zoom can be impressive, but it's still not the same as having proper telephoto glass for clean, detailed long-range shots. This also suggests Google is keeping the telephoto lens exclusive to the Pixel 11 Pro models, which aligns with how the company has differentiated Pixel lineups in recent years. In other words, if you want better zoom photography, the leak implies you'll need to pay for the Pro Pixel 11 performance and battery, rumored. On the performance side, the Pixel 11 is expected to run on Google's next-generation Tensor G6 chip. While exact real-world gains aren't known yet, the Tensor series usually focuses on AI features, image processing, and smart on-device tasks rather than chasing the highest benchmark numbers. Battery capacity in the leak is listed at around 4,985 mAh, which should be a strong number for a 6.3-inch phone. Combined with Google's software optimization and adaptive battery features, the Pixel 11 could deliver solid all-day endurance, assuming the final hardware is tuned correctly. The European pricing mystery, Pixel 11 Pro and Pro XL. Both listed at $1,999. Now let's talk about the part of the leak that is creating the biggest confusion, the European pricing for the Pixel 11 Pro series. According to the leaked numbers, both the Pixel 11 Pro and the Pixel 11 Pro XL appear to be listed at the exact same starting price in Europe, $199. That is not how flagship pricing normally works. Usually, the XL model costs more because it offers a larger display, a larger battery, more expensive materials and production cost, in some cases, better thermal space or slightly enhanced hardware configurations. So if the Pixel 11 Pro and Pixel 11 Pro XL truly launch at the same $199 entry price, it would be a major shift in how Google positions the lineup. But before anyone gets too excited or too suspicious, there are several reasons why this could simply be a leak error. Why the Pixel 11 Pro versus Pixel 11 Pro XL? Price leak looks suspicious. There are three likely explanations behind this unusual pricing overlap. Placeholder pricing in retail databases. This is the most common scenario. Retail systems and distributor catalogs often insert temporary placeholder prices before official pricing is finalized. When this happens, multiple models can show up with the exact same number, even if they will not launch at that price. Different base storage tiers. Another possibility is that the listing is mixing storage configurations. For example, the Pixel 11 Pro at $1,199 might start with 256GB storage, while the Pixel 11 Pro XL at $1,199 might be listed with a lower storage tier, or the entry tier could be mislabeled in the database. If storage tiers are being mixed up, it could create a situation where both models appear identical in price, even though their actual base configurations differ. Regional conversion. And catalog update errors. Leaked pricing often comes from automated systems that pull from international catalogs. Sometimes these systems apply incorrect conversions, duplicate product pages, or publish incomplete data before everything is verified. Pixel 11 lineup leaks, specs and pricing. Overview, rumored. Here's a clearer look at what the leak suggests across the Pixel 11 family. Keep in mind that these prices are not confirmed and may change, especially the European numbers. Pixel 11 display, 6.3-inch, OLED rear cameras, dual, wide plus ultra-wide, leaked US price, around $899, leaked EU price, around $999. Pixel 11 Pro display, around 6.3-inch OLED rear cameras, triple, wide plus ultra-wide plus telephoto, leaked US price, around $199, leaked EU price, $1,199. Pixel 11 Pro XL display, around 6.8-inch OLED rear cameras, triple, wide plus, ultra-wide plus, telephoto, leaked US price, around $1,299, leaked EU price, $1,999, unconfirmed and i.e. questionable. Pixel 11 Pro, fold display, 8.0-inch inner display rear, cameras, triple array, exact sensors, not fully known. Leaked US price, around $899, leaked EU price, around $1,999. You should treat Pixel 11 leaks as early, not final. It's important to remember that pre-launch leaks, especially those coming from retail indexing systems, store databases, or distributor listings, can be unreliable. They often contain incomplete product names, incorrect storage tiers, and placeholder prices. And historically, a pricing situation where two clearly different tiers, like a Pro and a Pro XL, launch at the same starting price is extremely rare. That's why many people believe the $1,499 number is either temporary or mislabeled. Until Google officially announces the Pixel 11 series at its Made by Google launch event, the final prices, storage tiers, and regional availability should be considered unconfirmed. What this leak means for Pixel buyers, if you're deciding whether to wait for the Pixel 11 lineup, here's what these leaks suggest so far. If you prefer compact phones, the base Pixel 11 could be one of the better flagship-sized options thanks to the 6.3-inch display, but it may still be limited to a dual camera system without true optical zoom. If you care about zoom photography, portraits with better focal length options, and more versatile camera hardware, the Pixel 11 Pro models will likely be the safer choice. Expect Google to heavily promote Gemini AI features across the entire Pixel 11 lineup. That likely means deeper on-device AI tools, smarter photo and video processing, and more assistant-style capabilities baked into the OS experience. And finally, don't lock your buying decision on leaked prices alone. The most important details, official specs, final storage tiers, real pricing, and regional launch plans won't be fully confirmed until Google takes the stage and reveals the Pixel 11 series officially.